game to be hunted.
Hello, my fellow degenerates. This is Lead3R here, back with a brand new video and series. Now that everyone and your mum does Let's Plays and reviews, it's a bit hard to be unique on YouTube these days. But regardless of how unoriginal this may be, or the 5 views it will get, Strategy is a new video series where we assess the strategy games on the Steam store and help the filthy casuals wade through the oceans of shit out there. Basically, I'll help you avoid spending $60 on the
Get on board this year's hype train, ladies and gentlemen. We got Civilizations 25, new to PC with 30 FPS, including microtransactions.
The journey we are on may be toxic and the new cancer of YouTube, but perhaps I can keep my fellow degenerates informed before I die of an unhealthy dose of Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Stellaris is a 4X strategy space game. It was developed by Paradox Studios, and the director was a Johan Anderson. Paradox Studios has also created such games as Crusader Kings, Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis, and many DLC which come for all of these games. All of the games I just mentioned are some of the best grand strategy games on the market. Those games hold a place in my heart and hours in my Steam account. So a little bit more about Paradox Studios. Paradox Developmental Studios creates a lot of strategy games. In fact, I would say that strategy is their speciality. From all of the prequels of the games I mentioned previously to Victoria, Sengoku, pretty fantastic stuff. For all Paradox Studios' major titles, Paradox has released a large amount of DLC titles for their games. While some people may disagree with the concept of DLC, I find that it increases the longevity of the game and they can be picked up for fairly cheap during Steam summertime sales. I also think that any issues or problems I bring up in this starting strategy will be resolved with more DLC to come out in the future. Not that I don't think Stellaris has a lot of content to it already. One of their lead designers, which has played a key part in all of the previous games which I mentioned, Europa Universalis, etc., is Johan Anderson. Johan Anderson has a great design philosophy. He wants to create believable worlds. He may in fact be a Sith Lord, and this is a man who is passionate about his work. So when I heard that these guys had picked up Stellaris, a 4X strategy space game, which is my jam. I love strategy games, space strategy games. Yes, please. I was over the moon.
Now, the thing about the 4X strategy market is that it is filled with a lot of trash. And I'm not just talking about Civilization Endless Legend Edition. I'm talking about
I usually found that most 4X games on the market presented not a complete package that I would enjoy. I would find that usually they would do something really well, and something like the late game was very poorly done. The most common issue I find with 4X strategy space games, as I said, is the late game. It's just not as invigorating. You usually get bogged down with empire management as your empire becomes too big to manage. What sets Stellaris apart from most 4X strategy space games is that you have one of the most immersive event systems in 4X strategy space games. The idea is that you start with a surveyor. You must go from solar system to solar system, planet to planet, asteroid to asteroid, and survey every. And if you don't survey it, you can't exploit the resources on that particular rock. And these lead you to one of the most immersive storytelling and deep storytelling experiences that I've seen out of any strategy game so far.
The research is completely randomized. Research text a particular tree and that progress you down that particular tree, but all the texts you get in that tree are random, so there is no clear-cut way to victory. 10 out of 10.
Another thing that's a part of this game, which is a little bit off topic, is you can edit your race's genes. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 this one. We're firing the graphics guy. He showed a stock image of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. Oh yeah, nah, mate. It's 3D is cancer, 2D for life, mate.
Oh yeah, you know, some people like to talk about their feelings with their 3D women. I'm just like, what are you, gay? Talk about your feelings. Nah, man, you gotta hit that 2D.
Sorry, serious review. Yep. So we're in the Empire creation screen right now, and we're looking at racial traits. Racial traits is a perfect example of how much time and effort Paradox has spent into thinking about how a good 4X strategy space game should run. So racial traits give minor bonuses to various mechanics in the game. They work on a point system. You can also take negative traits to get more points to give you something, a more positive trait or more of a positive trait. They can affect things outside of the minor bonuses that they state they give. For example, if your empire is repugnant, you will find that other empires will see you as repugnant and you will get a negative bonus to diplomatic relation. Okay, so here we have ethics. Ethics provide a minor bonus to your civilization in whatever feat you like. They also affect what type of government you have. For example, an individualist can't be a military junta, or a militarist can't be a democracy. Stuff like that. But they also affect how you can play the game later on. Declaring war in Stellaris is pretty simple. You just click on the Empire, hit Declare War, and you'll get the war demands screen. You can have a war score cost of up to 100, and you get points in your fight for winning space battles, conquering planets, and destroying enemy space stations. You can invade enemy planets like so. It is very simple to invade enemy planets. There is no research required to do so. You just click on your planet, you build your armies, you launch the assault ships, and then you right-click on their planet and you go to their planets and you land armies. It will have a defense force available, so you need to bring enough troops there to win. Space battles are automated, so you build your ships here. You have several different classes of cruiser. You select the weapons, the shields, or what type of bonus areas you want. And these are the stats over here to the right. So it's pretty simple. In summary, guys, I would give this game 9 dildos out of 10. Would highly recommend you buy it. It is both worth your time and your money, in my humble opinion. If you like this video, I put a lot of effort into it. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe, and it really helps if you do, because I have a very, very small channel right now. Thank you for watching, especially if you got to this part, and peace out, guys.